All right, it's the rundown. It's October 8th. It's presented by Dunkin. Dunkin 2 for $5. You get big.
I'm pretty sure we're supposed to. All the stuff's right there.
Tommy, get us some bacon, egg, and cheese.
Are we supposed to have
I think so.
Dunkin?
There's a bunch of
can I
bacon,
have a
egg,
coffee,
and cheese
Tommy?
croissants.
Dunkin 2 for $5 bacon, egg, and cheeses. I mean, that's the gold medal of bacon. That's just 8. I mean, no one told me. It's a classic. Ooh. We should film this in the rundown because for me, this is clearly a breakfast sandwich.
Oh, it's good.
But it's a breakfast sandwich.
Breakfast anytime with Dunkin' Donuts.
Good point. We all know what the most important meal of the day is. Breakfast.
Yeah. 3 and 4 o'clock.
Yeah. Right now, you can get 2 bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches all day long at Dunkin's. 2 is better than 1, especially with just $5. American runs on Dunkin. Barstool runs on Dunkin. Participation may vary. This is a breakfast sandwich.
Delicious.
It is delicious.
It plays all day long.
I'd rather this
It is a breakfast sandwich.
You know what I'm going to do? If we have to do this in the future, I'm going to have it for breakfast and just pipe it in. Dunkin' Donuts. Amen to Dunkin' Donuts. Barstool runs on Dunkin'. You get 2 of these sandwiches, $5. Okay. Let's get into it. What a weekend. What a wild weekend.
Wild.
Dunkin'. Robbie's here. He's back. The McGregor fight. I wrote a blog on it. First of all, I knew nothing. I tweeted this right before I watched the fight. Like, I know McGregor's going to win, but at the same time, I literally know nothing about this guy, Khabib.
He's pretty good.
Understatement.
Turns out pretty good.
Now, the question, I purposely haven't talked to Robbie yet because I want to get, I was going to save it for Barstool Radio, but I want his reactions real time. My first question, beyond even the post-game fisticuffs and all that stuff, they're both the same age. So they both are theoretically, I would assume, prime in their career. So Khabib's just 1,000 times better than McGregor ever was. That is what I have to go with.
The tough thing is it's a big style thing. It was a stylistic nightmare for McGregor forever. You know what I mean? So this fight was always going to be lopsided no matter who won. If McGregor were to win, I think the fight was
right now.
Yeah, no, I think the fight was closer than the reaction will let up in that if McGregor were to win, it's a devastating knockout, and if Khabib were to win, I said the whole build-up, it's either a mauling or it's an instant knockout.
But you said, I saw you say you don't want a rematch.
Yeah, the rematch doesn't interest me. I saw it. You know what I mean? I saw my guy get as
So then that leads me to
smashed.
think you'd think if they did it again, the results would be the same, and then again the same, and again.
Khabib seems like the best to ever do it.
Yeah, a lot of people consider him like the most dominant force the lightweight division's ever seen. We don't even know if Khabib's ever going to fight again. Khabib talked about retiring after this fight. He likes the idea of retiring undefeated and being the Floyd Mayweather of MMA.
But I mean, no one even knew who he. I didn't even know who he was.
Like
I know
now-
you're an MMA guy. I didn't know who he was till Connor threw the dolly off the.
Yeah.
bus.
Now is the time to
Khabib,
make your money for Khabib.
Since about 2013, I would say Khabib has been on the come up as someone that everyone looks at and is like, he could probably beat everyone in the world, but he's had complications with weight cuts, with making weight, with injuries where he pulls out of fights last second. He's pulled out of a lot of fights at the last
What
minute.
makes him so good? The
He
wrestling.
wrestled bears.
He used to wrestle
the
fucking bears.
wrestling. So
that'll do it.
He's trained in Sambo, which is a Dagestani martial art, and he's just incredible. People compare him. They say the only thing you could compare to Khabib being on top of you is having a heavyweight on top of you, having someone that's 265 pounds on
So,
top of you.
what does this do? And we're still not even into the theatrics after. What does this do? And maybe I'm asking the wrong guy since you're like a McGregor goon. But what's this do to? For me, this really hurts McGregor's legacy. Ruins it basically.
I really don't think it does because I think the layoff hurt McGregor a lot more than anyone anticipated.
But you keep saying you don't want a rematch.
Why didn't he fight
Rocky.
like a
What is
tomato
that,
can
Rocky?
before?
He should have. I wish he would have. I wish
won.
McGregor would have had a tune-up
Yeah,
fight.
because
going into
Mayweather
this.
used to always do that. If he had a big fight, he'd fight a tomato can beforehand.
I thought he definitely should have had a tune-up, but McGregor's a fucking savage. He wanted the guy that came after his buddy, so he went right for Khabib. I don't think it damages his legacy because I think McGregor's come up to the featherweight division is still one of the greatest rises of all time. He dethroned the pound-for-pound greatest of all time, 10 years in 13 seconds. You know what I mean? So I don't think it damages his legacy at all, or not at all. It definitely somewhat, because the big question was, can he face Khabib for years? They were on the rise together, kind of as prospects. But he'll be back for sure. I know he wants the rematch. Dana has said, McGregor called him and said, "I want a rematch."
I mean,
immediately."
there's anybody who doesn't think it's going to be a rematch is living in a different planet.
Yeah,
of course
I agree.
it's going to be a rematch.
I agree.
So I asked Robbie this question, and I wanted your take on it, Dave. I think McGregor going forward is going to have to like battle the whole like he's rich and has generational money. You see it in boxing where a guy gets to the top and it's just not as hungry. Right.
But after getting dominated like that, I think that would make you hungry. I thought he
maybe.
was hungry.
It depends
Yeah.
on how much of his pride is selling fights and a shtick, or how much his ego is really.
Because
hurt.
McGregor walks away
If he
from
walks
the
away
fight.
saying I made money, then he probably doesn't have the same hunger to
Right.
fight this guy again. But if it's like this guy's ruined my legacy, I need to get him back. It depends on where his head's actually at.
I
Because
don't-
it seems like
yeah.
he's all pride, and then it also seems like
Right,
after
but
the fight,
then
it's all about
it's
money.
like might be just be right, and it's got to be a mind fuck to be in a fight like that, get your ass kicked, and then be like, oh, I'm just gonna cash this enormous check,
and still feel
and be like,
man,
and
yeah,
I'm winning in life.
Right, right.
The only thing I'll say, and I don't know that McGregor would ever do it. Clearly, without me being a huge, like, MMA guy, but I know enough about wrestling, even you can't. It almost looked like he was like surprised that Khabib was like shooting him. Like he wasn't ready to defend it. Like he took him down so quickly, and then once he took him down early, it was harder for him to get him down later. Like he started being much more protective of that. He should have been like McGregor can't come forward as readily as he was in the beginning of that because that opens up to him getting brought to the ground. Am I right about that?
Yeah.
You are right about that in a sense that the takedowns were definitely easier for Khabib in the beginning. You know, McGregor stuffed a few of them in the third, and his defense was a little bit better in the fourth. But I think that's a factor of Khabib's gas tank. Maybe Khabib got a little tired towards the end of the fight. McGregor was still there. He was prepared for the takedowns. He knew takedowns were coming. This was the big issue.
I mean, it looked like he didn't in the beginning.
He did. It was just you can't do much against Khabib. Khabib's a fucking monster, dude. He's unbelievable. Once he gets a hold of you, there's not many people. Khabib's never lost a round in the UFC before this fight.
No, I know, but if he has the advantage of the speed different, like you can't.
McGregor had to come forward just to try to make Khabib take the first back step for sure.
Well,
to pressure him.
didn't work. All right, so that's a fight.
His striking, I'll say this about his striking.
He did spit on him too, right?
I saw him like go like
he either
this.
spit on him or yelled at him.
Yeah.
That whole thing, like he didn't let go of the choke either. Like, of course he didn't. That's fine. This is like war. I didn't take like, that was
he didn't
bullshit.
hold the
You know,
choke that much too
I mean,
long.
it was
no.
maybe a fraction.
no,
of a
he
second.
didn't hold, but he wasn't letting go. Like if you watch it back, there was no way he was letting
Yeah.
go. Herb Dean like pulled his.
I was
arms
saying
away.
if he had gotten him into an arm bar instead, he definitely would have broken his
Yeah,
arm.
yeah.
And just been like, fuck that, I'm snapping his arm.
I think if McGregor's striking was at the level that it was at when he left the UFC against Eddie Alvarez almost 2 years ago this November, I think McGregor has a very legitimate shot at knocking Khabib out in the third round of this very fight. Like the exact way that everything played out, McGregor's striking was just, the precision wasn't there, the speed wasn't there, there was no counterattacks, he was never hitting Khabib on the way in. It was pretty much just like those glancing blows and
See, that's
kicks.
where I disagree with you on that one just because I think Khabib knew that McGregor couldn't knock him out on the third because he was just standing in front of him. I don't think a fighter stands in front of someone if they think that there's, I don't know.
Yeah, and I don't know. They're the same age again, so it's like what has happened to Connor that's
Well, a 2-year
just too
layoff
many
is
fights.
significant.
Nothing's happened to Conor.
The
I don't
boxing
think.
match in between
This
is
was
shot,
always a
you know?
stylistic nightmare matchup for him.
If
It was
you
the
take
matchup
2
that for 2 years I've written I don't want Conor to fight Khabib Nurmagomedov because of the takedowns and the mauling.
And if
Right,
you take
well,
2 years
well,
off and
but-
then fight
but-
the absolute
and
best,
you're very
that's
rich.
not great.
But yeah, I don't know, Robbie. If he's supposedly the greatest of all time, you can't be going around
Who's
being
going
I
the
don't want
greatest
to.
of all time?
Oh, I thought you were.
No, I wouldn't make
He's
that
21
argument.
and 4.
He's not on the Mount Rushmore.
Okay, so he's just the best entertainer of all
Yeah,
time.
and we had this conversation a little earlier. I think you could say he had the greatest like come up of all time, the greatest rise of all time. I don't think anyone would call him like the greatest pound for pound fighter ever. I don't think there's like anyone in the world that would do that.
Okay, so then I thought that's how people. Maybe I was wrong then on that. That's what I thought people
He's
said.
undoubtedly the best showman.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, all right, so now
Greatest prize fighter, you could say.
Into the post game part of this, the fights and Khabib jumping into the ring. I wrote this blog the other day. If you go to any MMA site, even mainstream, they're making it Malice in the Palace. They're making it like Black Eye. Dana White's doing his whole speech, which I don't think he believes. at
Oh,
all.
it's so awesome watching him like be like, this is
It's
a
bad, guys.
shame.
This is bad.
This
It's
is
really
so
bad.
bad.
Yeah, okay, dude.
This is not what we want. And the whole time his brain is spinning like cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching is right. It to me that's it's the fight game. It's why I watch boxing. It's why I watch MMA. It's Riddick Bowe Galata. It's you name it. This is why people watch. And you want people. I'd much prefer that ending than help them up. Hey, we're friends now. We just took all your money.
But here's the only thing that I said that Khabib was being a scumbag, and I think Conor's done shit too. That like you could be like that's kind of the scumbag thing. But when not even when he went into the crowd, when he like pushed him and maybe spat on him right after, because I get what you're saying. Like you don't want them to be like, oh, good fight, but that is. Like promo is promo, and then you fight.
There's a big difference between before and doing it after.
And Khabib doesn't get it.
Very clearly, Khabib did not know that.
But he totally doesn't understand it because he even said after, he's like, this is a game of respect. There's not supposed to be shit talking. But let's understand that if Khabib doesn't get it, but I don't get Khabib fans that don't get it. They're like they were getting all upset. Like he said shit about his family. He said like that's fight promo.
But that's
guess what, Khabib?
Conor
McGregor saying shit about your dad made you money.
But
they're
guess
cut
what?
from a different cloth in Dagestan. I talked to McGregor's team about it. They were like, they just don't. It doesn't compute. Like the fight game, it
like
just
talking about
doesn't
their religion
compute.
and their
like
parents
McGregor
just-
offered him a drink at the presser, and that was like the most sacrilegious
worst,
thing
yeah.
in the world. That was like
Right.
you have disrespected
we
my
don't even
honor, my
blink at
family.
that.
He
Right.
called his father a quivering
And
coward.
he's selling fights.
But I get it. But as a fan, you want it to be real. That's what makes.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
what
yeah.
makes.
I'm
That's what
more,
makes it.
yeah, I'm more like, I'm less, again, I don't really care that he went in the stands. I was more like when the fight's over, like to push him and kind of not let up on the choke. Like, I don't know, I guess
that's right
I guess
in
it's
the
just
moment.
weird to me. Yeah, it's weird to
I
me
love
because
it. Like,
I
that's
always
what
just know
makes me
fight.
wanna see it.
I almost say
promo.
the opposite. I think in the heat of the moment, you hold on to the choke a little long, you have your moment of passion. I think like hopping over and picking a fight in the stands.
But
I think his guys coming in and knocking Conor
that-
sucker punch style.
Conor did throw a
I'm
punch,
all
though.
for it,
Conor
but
did
I'm
throw a
saying-
punch.
Conor threw a punch,
But that was
and I'm
also
writing the
in
blog
like
about
a-
this now.
a
A lot of
It was after it was already in the stands.
The MMA media is all over Conor. Conor threw the first punch. Habib just did a fucking 5-star frog splash into the
Yeah,
crowd.
I had
Conor
no problem with it.
Conor
But I
has
have
no
no
idea what
problem
he's
with
doing.
any of it. To me, that's a
Yeah,
fight game.
no,
And
neither
listen,
do I. I'm a Conor fan. This was against my guys. I have no problem holding on to the choke. I have no problem spitting on him afterwards. This
It's a
is
fight
always
game.
bigger
It's
than
all
a UFC
part of
fight.
it. That's like
This is a war.
A little insider, but like Body Armor, our guy. I don't know if you know, they were everywhere. They did
yeah.
like, and so when I started, like, wow, good timing. I'm like, did you know about this fight before you did the deal? He's like, no, we just got lucky. But he's also like, a lot of brands are. This is why it's not a clean sport. It's never going to be clean.
No,
sport.
it's never going to be clean sport. I guess I'm more confused by
And that's
Khabib
why I think
fans not
Dana
understanding
and the
promo.
MMA media is all over this as oh my God, the darkest night in the sports history, this, that. They're talking about it. Oh, we'll lose sponsors. We'll lose certain foreign countries that don't like this. We'll lose this, that. They want, their end goal is for the UFC to be as big as the NHL, the NBA, the whatever.
It's never going to be.
Exactly.
It's a fight game.
It's an unrealistic, yes.
You're putting tattooed monsters in the
Human
ring.
cockfight.
I'm with you.
Gladiator
I'm
shit,
with you
yeah.
on this. It's like, I don't like it because it's against my guys. I didn't like it because I was like, I better get the fuck out of this arena right now.
I'm gonna get the fuck out of here.
But it was electric.
Yeah,
Do you
was
know
awesome.
what, though?
Yeah.
I feel like Khabib is like if I'm the next guy up sort of thing. I don't know if I want to even fucking deal with Khabib being crazy like that.
Habib isn't generally. He was crazy against Conor. He's generally pretty respectful towards his
Yeah,
opponents.
because I was gonna say like I want to be able to sell my fights, do my promo, talk some shit, and not worry that you're
Right,
gonna
and
like
that's
beat
kind
my
of
family up in the stands.
Connor's thing in his whole career. He's like he talks really fucked up shit, and then after the fight, it's like we
Yeah,
made
a bunch
money.
of money.
It wasn't gonna be
But
cool
if
after
you
the fight,
can't
no matter what with
rest
Conor.
assured of that.
Right.
I'd be like, I don't want to fuck with you.
What is your? All right, so we're talking all from the Khabib side of it. What is your? And you're pretty close, clearly, with the McGregor. Did they truly have the hate back to the Khabib?
Yes.
Yeah. So
it was I talked to people on the record, off the record. The hatred for these two camps was the most real thing in the world. If Conor knocked Khabib out in the first 10 seconds, there was still going to be a brawl, I would think.
Yeah, so I mean, it's
was,
on both.
There was no way these guys were ever going to shake hands and say good fight at the end of this.
And I gotta be honest, it's
Yeah.
what you like. I was sitting there. I tweet this. I didn't go to bed till like 4:30. I
Yeah.
couldn't stop.
Yeah, no, I was trying to watch everything.
Everything.
Yeah.
So that is
Absolutely.
what you want. That
Absolutely.
is the fight
Absolutely.
game. So yeah, Dana's gonna say all that stuff. This is
That was so disingenuous. When
Oh,
he was
but
like,
it's hilarious.
when he actually didn't know what to say at one point. He was like,
Yeah.
it's bad, guys. It's bad." Like you can't even fake this.
He kept
right
talking about the governor of Nevada. He kept saying,
Yeah.
the governor of Nevada ran out the
They're-
building.
they're
guys.
withholding
That
their
ain't
the
purses.
questions are people like, should you have used the like Dolly incident in the promo of this fight? It's like, what
yeah.
kind of question is that?
Yeah. And they're going to use this
That's
in
the
the
other
promo
thing.
of the
Did
next
I-
one.
what did
one.
I-
Yeah.
Jumping down Habib's throat. It's like Connor threw a
what-
fucking dolly through the window of a bus, and I'm going to court on Thursday over it.
3.5 million? Is that what it was? The pay-per-view?
Numbers aren't out yet,
I
but
thought I saw it.
See,
at
that's-
3.5
but
million.
those were Dana's
that's the
estimates. I don't think it.
3.5
I
million.
actually don't think it came anywhere near that. I don't
Okay,
think
so
it
let's
broke
say
three.
it's
Streams are
2.5
killing
million.
people.
Oh, I
right?
thought I
Yeah,
saw
it's-
3.5
The illegal
million.
streams are just murdering it.
See, say it's 2.5 million. That's where I don't even. That's where I still can't compute like how Khabib and Khabib fans don't understand. Like his last pay-per-view was 350,000.
Right.
Conor McGregor sells
10x.
pay-per-views.
Totally.
He goes crazy.
yeah.
He fucking talks shit. He
Says
sells
some
pay-per-views.
racist
But
shit,
guess,
says
but
some
guess
fucked
who
up
sold the
shit.
next one? Khabib.
I don't know about that.
What he already did by what he did.
I still think that he's not charismatic enough.
It does-
I think Conor
it's done.
Conor
Oh,
is the lightning
It's done.
bolt.
He's the biggest villain in the
It does.
UFC
They
history.
don't. He
It'll
doesn't.
be
He doesn't have to do
interesting to see.
anything.
I don't know.
He already did it.
I did like. I actually got a kick out of his press when he was like, "I don't know why they're talking about fence.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
threw the bus. I don't get it." I
When
was
he's like,
I
my
can
dad's
do
gonna
this."
smash me.
Yeah,
Don't say
yeah.
that. My
He's-
dad's
he's
gonna
like a
smash
He
me.
still
Bond
lives
villain.
with his parents. His dad is legitimately going to beat the shit
The
out of him when he goes
first
home.
time I saw the like reverse camera of Khabib jumping into, I gasped.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
When he
Unbelievable.
like, I was
With
like,
the
oh my
feet
god,
first.
that was sick. It was
And,
like
and how
so
about this?
cool.
I was talking to YP about that.
The picture of Drake like looking.
That was fake.
I don't care. Don't
It's real
don't
now.
tell me Santa's
Still
not
real
real.
to me.
that.
He went feet first, and like he didn't hit any. He just landed on his feet. He could have like broke. He was
my
barefoot,
God, he
broke
killed
both his
somebody.
feet. Like it was a wild jump, man.
The whole
awesome.
thing was wild. It was.
Dylan
it
Dennis,
was
the guy he jumped at today, posted a picture that made it look like Khabib was running away from him in the fray of the fight, which I thought was pretty funny. And then
There
McGregor
was a
also
moment-
posted on Instagram and said, "We may have lost the match, but we won the battle."
What?
I don't know what that means,
And the
but
war
I mean,
wages
Team
on.
McGregor,
Yeah.
we did it, baby.
Nah,
The
man, you
whole-
lost
There
it
was a
all.
moment where Khabib jumped in, and you could actually see the split second where like it was a swarm of people, and he's like, "I kind of fucked up." Like he had
Yeah.
a face. He's like, "Oh fuck."
That was the screenshot that Dylan posted.
Yeah, there was like 15 dudes. Just I think they were mostly security, so they weren't gonna do anything. But he's like, This was
You're
a
not in
mistake."
the octagon.
The
Yeah.
guys that jumped in the fence and went after Connor are UFC fighters that
Yeah.
are related
No,
to
that's
Habib,
fucked.
and they're fired for.
I was gonna
they're-
say, you
they're
can't let
done.
them fight.
had
They clearly
fights,
aren't
yeah.
that. The whole thing, I couldn't believe they weren't showing. I was like getting angry that I wasn't getting replays.
Yes.
Oh, it's like show.
And then they
me
didn't just
split
keep the
screens,
pay-per-view
quad
going for like
screens.
another 5 hours.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, what's
right.
going on?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
run. I would have stayed up all night. So
Yeah.
it was an electric night. That is why you tune in. You remember all those moments of big fight things and the fight. The fight game always, the nights that are memorable are always things that aren't necessarily in the ring. It's Tyson biting Holyfield's ear.
Tyson
See,
tried to
Tyson
say
say
that
that?
was
Tyson's tweet
Yeah,
was-
Mike,
Tyson's
chill
tweet
out.
was
Come on,
insane.
man.
You bit a human's ear.
Right off. Flesh on the fucking mat.
That's
Relax.
so Tyson.
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
I mean, that was
He's just been waiting to
never
be like,
seen
I'm off
anything
the
like
hook.
Yeah, Tyson was immediately like, I mean, they did it too, guys. Come on.
Jim Gray, that interview, is like, I want to eat his children.
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff like fuming. No, that's a fight game.
All
Colada.
praise to Allah.
Yeah,
I want to eat his children.
Oh, I mean, they used to have on HBO Legendary Nights with Jim Lampley, where they just do. They need that for MMA for this night, every aspect of it. McGregor hasn't spoke. He did the tweets, right? He hasn't. Every hour, I just Google McGregor to see if there's like,
Yeah, just tweets
Just
right now. Tweets and Instagrams
Was his,
coming out.
was his whiskey? Like he's
like a good knock ready
That's
for
the
another.
that's the part where I'm like, he's
just like, all right,
rich.
on to my whiskey
He's making
promotion.
money.
Yeah.
He's got a. I mean, Large had a great. Where's Large? He had a great line. He's like, never as an Irishman, started a whiskey company and been good at his daytime job. like that's kind of.
I
you
do
know.
think though it's the fact they're the same age and both like kind of natural weights to me. And granted, maybe it was just wrong on McGregor. He's talked so much. It is a legacy killer. And by the way, if McGregor did what Khabib did, everyone would be going nuts how McGregor's the best because Khabib did it. And
I just don't understand the legacy killer thing. It's like comes back after 2 years away from the sport and faces arguably the most dominant fighter in the sport's history, and he gets mauled
Well,
by him. for
the
sure.
problem
What
is
you
I
think
didn't
his
know who
legacy
Khabib.
is.
I didn't
Yeah,
know who Khabib
But
was.
you think his legacy is greatest of all time, and it's not really
You're
that.
right,
It's-
right.
I think it's
Yeah,
a legacy killer
I
if
think
he
it's a
fights,
misunderstanding
if he
there.
fights Khabib again and Khabib does the exact same thing. Then it's like, okay, dude.
I mean, he
like,
still has the rise. He's still the first ever simultaneous double champ in the UFC's history. Like, you can't take that away from him.
That's why you try
The
to
people
retire
he
on
beat
top.
on his come up are like running the UFC right now. Like, everyone he's beat has turned into, oh
It's
my
just
God, this is
they're
the
the
biggest
same age.
fighter.
That's like. Anyways, SeatGeek code rundown. $10 off your first ticket order. Busy. We got Red Sox Yankees. NHL is underway. I don't know why Frankie's in my head.
did you have the over in that?
We'll be back. Team McGregor will be
Oh,
back.
Bruins scored.
They scored mid-rundown.
You know, Marina is like, no one has had more pressure than Marina does right now.
There's so much
She
to cut.
guaranteed a victory to Dave, and then Dave walked over to my desk, goes, "You hear Marina
Oh,
guaranteed a
jeez.
victory?"
I thought
And
you were just
bet
saying
it
she has
as
a lot of
well.
work right now with all the different sports going on.
No.
And by the way, they're
she
minus
put a-
275.
She put a
So they
moral
know
lock.
they better fucking win.
Yeah, she put a moral lock. Dave bet it, then he walked over and I bet it.
I will say to Marina's defense, I don't know. I just walked by. I'm like, Bruins gonna win today. She's like, yup. Like, okay.
That's what I said to Dan. I was like, I didn't do anything. You,
Well,
You did
gave it
everything.
over to him.
You did
a lot.
everything.
Did a
I
lot.
just casually, like, the way she said it, I just beelined it right in. Oh, minus 275, 1,500 to win 5. All right, fine, boom. They did the over in the Islanders, and apparently Frankie's like, oh, I would have told you it's not going over.
Yeah, why don't the Islanders score again?
We have that brick wall Robin Lehner in that.
Okay, I didn't actually want to answer.
Nothing's going in that net.
Some of Frankie's were in Kentucky. It's Kentucky, big weekend. Keeneland, Kentucky football, Red Sox, Yankees were just sitting there, and out of the blue, just hockey's back.
Yeah.
Like to nobody, just to nobody. All right, on to the NFL. Interesting weekend. Patriots played on Thursday. They won easy. Big game coming up on Sunday Night Football at the Chiefs, which I guarantee the Patriots win that game.
Bet the rent on that.
Jets win.
Big win.
That was my
Big
mortal
dub.
lock.
Yeah, I saw that.
Browns win first
Did you
time
think they
in
were gonna-
1,000 days.
Yep, on Sundays.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did you think that the Jets were going to win that handily?
I just Denver, that coming off that.
Yeah,
that was
big
more
letdown
about
game.
Denver
They got to
just,
come east, yeah.
and it played out how I expected, like 90-yard runs and just Denver just not there.
They just
tonight.
rammed it down their fucking
Yeah,
throat.
Denver was-
300 whatever rushing yards.
Denver's not very good, and then when
No.
you get your back broken like they did, that was the gist of that. What else did we have on the NFL?
There's another one. What's the over?
No, 6.
I did have a question. The guy well, are the Eagles dead?
Yeah, it seems.
Maybe.
Smitty's mysterious back injury today.
Yeah.
Emailed. I just read it out.
And a
My back
very-
is bothering me. I don't think I'll be in today. Is it the fact that the Eagles don't know how to handle success and had a one-hit wonder and now maybe not even make
Listen,
the playoffs?
I'm not going to say, I'm not going
can't
to
back
tell,
shame.
not going to back shame, but Roan also has a back. Roan had to go to the hospital as well.
Oh, interesting.
And it's like
Is Fran's the only one showing up?
No. Sorry, Roan went to the hospital last week.
Oh, okay.
He's got back, but I'm sitting. My point was, back injuries are kind of the hot thing around
Oh,
here.
yeah.
And Smitty's like,
Yeah, back.
injury.
And the tweet read very much like, I'm letting everyone know
Yeah,
I have a
yes.
back problem.
If the
if
Eagles,
he can, I mean, what was his?
Come to
he just, I don't know. I don't even really read Smitty's emails. Like, I was up playing video games too late, hurt my back. Like, I honestly don't pay much attention to it. I will.
Also, we have. I mean, if it's in fairness, if you want to say Smitty has avoided the office today, Jared Carrabis, for the first time ever, has decided he has to do starting 9 from the Sirius headquarters from 2
funny
to
how
4.
that works
I
out.
will say,
Interesting.
before you move off the NFL, I don't know if there's any other things you guys want to talk about. I do have very much Lane Johnson and Tickler file about having fun if they miss the playoffs this year. I will be
That
on
guy
it.
will kill you.
I will. You know what?
Like, see him try.
I'd like to. I told him to his face, fun. Maybe a little too much fun in the offseason.
No,
for Eagles.
the Eagles, and then I don't know if you watched Sunday Night Football, but that was
I did.
Those two coaches
watched part
are
of it.
the worst coaches I've ever seen. I couldn't believe it.
Jerry Jones is already he's already
Yeah,
putting it out
and
there,
Hugh
like,
Jackson he confirmed that he was doing 2 seconds.
2 seconds? No.
Dude, can you believe some Browns fans were like saying he was putting up
Victory?
2 for 2 wins?
2 wins? What?
Like coaches say, I got 2 wins now. I'm 2 and
That's
2.
2, baby.
Yeah, wow, 2 and
Put
2
it on the
guys.
board,
I don't
All right, so they kicked a field goal to
all
win
the
in
knuckle
overtime.
ball, yeah.
There was 2 seconds left, and it
he
flashes
was
to Hugh
kinda
Jackson, and he's on the sideline going like
Two,
this.
two, 'cause everyone's celebrating.
2 seconds left, guys. 2 seconds left. It's like, no, the game's over because it's
Idiot.
overtime. and Browns fans were like, no, he was putting up 2 for 2 wins.
Unbelievable.
It was more likely that he was putting up 2 go for 2 off of a field goal than it was that he was saying 2 wins.
What else with the
Congrats
rant?
to Browns are scrappy as hell, man.
Yeah, I got absolutely screwed in 2 bets.
Yep.
The Dolphins bet. That
Yep.
people aren't going to. That may have been one of the worst losses.
I tweeted that out. That's maybe the loss of the year in the NFL.
So I had the Dolphins -6, plus
6.5.
6, and they dominated the game. They're up 17-3, and they had 2 defensive touchdowns against them. One with like 2 minutes 30 seconds.
Yep.
All they had to do was not do a pick 6.
You also lost your Mortal Lock-Off.
I didn't
You
enter that.
No, it doesn't matter. That's not how Mortal
I
Lock-Offs
didn't
work.
enter. It's very
Yeah,
clearly
you
on
did.
the record. I did bet it.
You Mortal
and that
Lock-Off.
game was easy till the end.
Easy over.
Blake Bortles, the boat. the
let's
boat
go to
makes me
baseball.
laugh. I love the boat.
Let's go
Because
to
when the
baseball.
boat throws in a clunker, he throws in
Oh,
a.
yeah. And the Twitter goes on
The balls he was
fire.
throwing too, like
He threw it just off his own guy's head like an engine.
that was a
The
couple ducks.
only thing that gives me peace of mind when the boat has a tough day is that he's, not on Twitter, and 2, he does not listen to the haters.
No.
I listen to the haters, and they are loud.
Yeah.
They are very loud. I listen
was-
to all the boat haters.
It was surreal bad, some of his throws. But he just flushed it down the toilet,
Yeah,
moves on to
next
the
game.
next
Next
one.
one.
College football, we got. Did we miss anything in the NFL? The one guy, I still don't understand the Vikings guy who put the sunglasses on. Where do those
Linval
come from?
Joseph?
Yeah.
I don't. Probably someone on the sideline. One of the coaches.
College. We got Michigan, Wisconsin. We're going to be there live this
boy.
weekend at 6 p.m. Anyone want to tell me where we're broadcasting from on Saturday?
I don't know the exact number of the street.
We'll get that to you guys.
We'll get it. Michigan, Wisconsin will be there for that. Florida had a big win this weekend, beat LSU, beat Coach O. I saw that one coming. I was at Kentucky at a Kentucky Sports Bar and Grill. They were great to us all weekend. Kentucky was as fired up for a football game as I've been. There's nothing like that when you haven't been good in forever.
And it's this is the breakout game.
That their biggest game. They were going crazy every play. Like an incomplete pass for A&M, they go crazy. They got their hearts ripped out. I had A&M minus. We can put in the clips. I had A&M minus 5.5. They won by 6 in overtime. Everyone got their hearts ripped out, and I just won. I was trying to not smile, but
Not smiling.
Yeah.
Texas is back.
Well, Chris, I'm glad that you won your bet.
What's that?
I'm glad you won your bet.
Of course you're
I'm not celebrating.
I want Kentucky to win.
I'm not celebrating. Minus 5.5. I'm not celebrating.
I know you want
I'm not celebrating. I had a minus 5.5. I'm not smiling. I'm not smiling.
are they back? You got them back?
I mean, they've won. They beat USC, TCU, and Oklahoma.
I fucked myself because the week before I did money lines. This week I'm like, I lost all those. I'm not going to do it. Then I saw Texas won. I'm like, I'm going to do it on Virginia Tech. And I went halftime Virginia Tech. So I lost 4 ways on Virginia Tech.
I have the Michigan address, 1300 South Main Street, Ann Arbor.
1300
Say that
South Main
again?
Street.
1300 South Main Street.
1300 South Main Street, 6 o'clock. Myself, Dan, Casey will be there for the college show. Sox Yanks. Tonight we are doing what will be the largest ensemble ever
Most prolific electric chair.
for an
It's gonna
electric chair
be-
because it's every Yankee fan in the office will be here. Every Red Sox fan will be here. It's quite the rivalry. It's a huge game. Every game now in a 5-game series. Doesn't matter who wins tonight. It'll be equally big tomorrow and then equally big. It's on. This series fully on. You got
Sox is only
Aaron Judge, Mr. fucking Gap Tooth, walking by.
He was a monster, though.
That's the thing. He's backing it up.
That home run.
That pitch by David Price, maybe I hit out of the park.
What do you say
A
about David
2-strike
Price?
pitch, he bisected the plate.
Guy sucks.
What do you say about David Price?
He's the worst post-game pitcher of all time, and he shouldn't even be on the post-game roster.
Do you? Okay, so you just get him off.
I
the
get him
island.
off.
Yeah.
Put them in civvies.
I mean, it's unreal.
I mean, at some point, it is what it is.
0-10.
0-10. It's impossible to even keep getting starts.
It is all summed up on that pitch to Aaron Judge. I mean, 2 strikes and you throw it right down the middle.
Yeah, that was crazy.
There's nothing worse you can do because you're in swing mode, and if you throw it right down the middle, is
and letting fat fucking Gary Sanchez be the guy.
El Gary is back.
El Gary.
Hubs, I hate.
Fat
I
idiot.
haven't even really had the chance to smash him for his antics.
It's gonna be a wild.
Tonight's gonna be
electric
a lot.
So it's gonna be you, Hank fights Coley, Carabas versus the little rat,
Hubs
the little
is a
rat
rat.
crew.
Tommy's
Frankie.
Frankie. It's weird. I see people I don't even know.
Big Ev.
Big Ev walking around Yankee garb. I was like, who are you? I mean, I don't know, Marina. We got Dana. There's people everywhere.
Marty Mush.
Marty Mush.
Mush.
Look, Spider
Spider
just
with the
came
fucking
floating
Yankee
out.
hat.
I mean, it's
We need to
everybody.
get Willie Colon back.
Yeah, I think he's probably, he may, well,
We
I bet
just-
he's at the game.
Yeah, because like the one thing with this Yankee crew is
They're
they
all
are,
geeks.
They are
Geek squad.
slight in stature.
Yeah.
You guys need some muscle. You could
Geek
use some muscle.
squad.
Marty Mush is your toughest guy.
When Spider is out,
And
on
he's
the
got a
front line,
I mean,
it's hard.
Spider walking out with
hat
this
was
hat.
10 times too
Spider,
big
by
for
the
him.
way, has no brain. We realize that in Kentucky. He's a brain dead fool. I'm now convinced.
Spider honeymoon came to a crashing
I am,
halt. Yeah.
I am 1,000% convinced when we used to be like, Spider's just picking stuff up and moving the same stuff around the office to look busy. That's what he was
He's
doing.
He's
just-
walking in circles right now.
Yeah, that's what he does.
He thinks he just moves water.
He pulled this move on us in Kentucky where we were across the street from the hotel and he took a left-hand turn as a concert came out and took us an hour and a half out of the way. We literally went from looking at the hotel to we didn't get back for an hour and a half and like,
You're going the wrong way. We're not making any progress. Every second we've been in this car, we're going further and further away from where we need to be.
a rainstorm. It was surreal. It's like, hey, can you get me? I'm like weird. I don't like hotel shower and soap. So I'm like, can you just go get me Head and Shoulders and Dove? People are gonna chirp that. That's what I use. Dandruff shampoo. It took him like an hour and a half. It's like, there's CVS, like walk across the street. No urgency. Spider's a moron. The Tommy coaching tree,
Oh, yikes.
I
dumb.
When
take
he starts to
credit
top
for
of
what he does
alarmingly
good,
stupid.
and when he does something good, I'll take credit. If he
I don't
messes
know if
up,
that's
I
ever
want no
happened.
part of it.
So yeah, tonight's gonna be,
Electric.
yeah. Yeah.
Evaldi versus.
We don't even have enough.
What does Jared do? That's my question.
Oh my God! If the Yankees win this series, Carabas probably has to quit.
Like, what does he do? What does he
It would
do?
be not good.
Tonight's gonna be.
He's not even here right now. What
Well,
does he
no,
do?
then he just flips to the Brewers.
I don't know. He's
can't do
gonna
that.
have a hard
He
time
can't
pulling
do
that
that.
off. So yeah, tonight's gonna be something. This is probably the number one. Yeah, it's by far the number one like sports allegiance rivalry we got.
Oh yeah.
There's nothing else like it. And then the last one, this key car girl video that went viral.
You think I care? I don't care anymore.
Quit hitting me.
I've lost my
Quit
mind.
hitting me.
Give a fuck. Give a fuck.
Cool, you don't need to give a fuck. That's cool. I got video proof of you doing this. You're crazy, bro. You're crazy. Let me leave. You have me blocked in. Let me leave. You're kidnapping me. Let me leave. Leave me alone. Let me leave.
So the girl is keying her boyfriend's car. The boyfriend is watching. She's very crazy, but I guess asked to be tagged in the video, so is standing behind her craziness. I like when the kid's like, I'm being kidnapped right now. Like
Yeah.
your car is blocking me.
I'm gonna say something.
Say it.
And you guys might call me crazy, but knowing how psycho that chick is and that laugh she had, that was cute as hell. I'm gonna say it. It was.
I
You
don't
were
know
like,
if cute is the word.
I mean, she was hot in that moment.
Hot.
When
Like,
she
that's
was
a
like,
girl like, you
when
wanna
she
fuck, but that
laughed,
is
when
not
she
true.
laughed and did like
When
a,
she said,
I don't even care anymore. I was
You
like,
think I care?
oh,
You think I care?
damn, that like,
That
dude,
is
you should probably try to have
crazy.
sex with her.
That's
Like,
fine.
That's
but
hot.
I would not call that like cute.
Okay,
take her home to
cute
mom.
might not be the right word,
Yeah,
but
you wanna
it was
absolutely,
sexy
like,
as
take
fuck.
me into the bedroom
Even
and go
knowing,
wild.
that she's a kidnapper and crazy,
That may not
and
be.
admitting
That's
that
a
she's
stretch.
crazy,
That was
hot.
That
was
was
semantics.
loosely thrown around.
That was very hot.
4-2 still, bro. It's
We need another score in that. Bad.
What is it? 6.5?
No, it's 6. I would rather not push.
Oh yeah. You'll get another one, I think, because they'll
You
pull a goalie at
motherfucker.
4-2. No, they will.
You motherfucker.
Kentucky was a great weekend. For those who don't really know horse racing, I got to do something like wildly cool. So a guy I'm friends with wasn't there. His whole group wasn't there. Bradley Weisborg, who owns Raving Beauty, won a grade 1 at Keeneland. And I knew that. I told you before you left.
Yeah.
I'm like, this group's not going to be there, and I can act like I own the horse. So Raving Beauty won a grade 1. I literally like had the horse and like walked it off the track. You go into this private room at Keeneland, and it had to be the most bougie thing I've done some bougie things. You walk in and they just have glasses of Dom, handing them out. There's a private menu, and this guy gives a speech. He's like, the only people allowed in this room are board of directors of Keeneland, and if you win a grade 1 stake. It was surreal to be in there. So that was cool.
Nobody was like, "This is not your horse."
No,
Yeah.
it was like my horse.
Yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean,
That's beautiful.
yeah. I mean, I'm gonna have like the pictures. I mean, it's the winner's circle. I'm like holding the horse. I'm with like the jockey. I mean,
You had your moment. It just wasn't your.
it just wasn't mine. It didn't feel the same, but it still felt cool to like have it. I mean, I don't know if Bradley, the guy who owns the horse, somehow sent me a picture that is like high res on top of high res on top of high res with me just holding like the horse, walking him off. So that was pretty cool. Keeneland's awesome. It was a fun weekend there in general. And the sports this week, Red Sox Yankees. Red Sox Yankees. We are doing Barstool Sports Radio from the Meadowlands Thursday from 4 to 6. I tried to actually switch that. They won't let me. FanDuel, because I already booked. I wanted to do pregame in Boston in case it was the game 5. Got denied on that.
Yeah, what are you going to do with Carabas now? Like, is he going to get to go to games? He hasn't, I don't think he's, because what, the Red Sox got swept last year. So it was, he hasn't had the, like, can you go to a lot of games or can you do?
He was open with doing the. I think he kind of didn't want to go to Yankee Stadium. Maybe I'm not quite sure.
Ooh,
Whatever. We're a team. Now.
Interesting.
Oh, Radio Brent. I forgot him.
He's a big scumbag.
He's
a big
asshole.
scumbag Yankee fan.
They're just everywhere.
Yeah.
There is, and they're
both
all
you guys
coming
are
out. Look
everywhere.
around. There's Yankee hat. Look at him. Yankee hat. Yankee hat. Yankee hat.
Oh,
Although
is Liz going to be part of the?
Oh yeah.
Paulie Playoffs suddenly showed
Oh,
up.
Paulie Playoffs
I saw
was
Red
going
Sox hat
at
floating
people.
around.
Yeah, and Hank's got his Red Sox jacket. So you guys,
Yeah, and a
both
couple of people I
sides.
saw downstairs. Oh, Dana over there, he's been wearing
Yeah,
it.
he's
So
got his Red
it
Sox
is
hat.
a very, it's going to look like we're going to have starting 9s from each team.
Yeah.
I mean, it is
You
a
guys should do
very
like some kind of feats of strength.
something
in the middle of the game.
like in between, just
Like maybe we just
tug
do
of wars
Yeah,
and
let's just
whatnot.
get a fucking big rope. Let's just do it. Let's do it right in the middle.
It is
You guys are the geeks would get
Yeah,
We don't need
that would
to.
not go well for the
geeks.
Yankee squad. To like steal the bacon or
The
something.
geek squad.
It is going to be something. Oh, Tom over there, New York Yankee. Yeah.
They really do need Willie
Tom's
Colon.
some good muscle.
What about Large? Is he a Yankee fan? Or is he a Met fan?
He's not a baseball guy.
Oh.
He's a Yankee guy, but he's not.
Yeah, you
So
guys
tonight-
need one big like.
Tonight's going to be very, very, very contentious, interesting. Again, we don't have enough like mics or whatever. Like Pete's like, how many people are on it? I'm like, I think 50.
All of them. Yeah.
So we shall see.
Oh man.
All right. It's rundown.